British troops have been pictured helping to evacuate Kabul airport, as the defense secretary warned the effort is down to hours now, not weeks. Then Wallace conceded on Monday that the nation's involvement will end when the U.S. leaves Afghanistan. The Taliban also said any attempt to continue the operation past August 31 would provoke a reaction, as Boris Johnson spoke to Joe Biden about the situation. Downing Street said that during the call the two leaders agreed to continue working together to ensure eligible people can leave the country, including after the end of the month. In a readout of the call, the White House said the two leaders discussed plans for the virtual meeting on Tuesday, underscoring the importance of close coordination with allies and partners in managing the current situation and forging a common approach to Afghanistan policy. Do you have a view on this story? Let us know in the comments below. Mr. Wallace acknowledged that America's exit will mean we will have to go as well ahead of the talks on Tuesday while speaking to reporters in Fort George, near Inverness. He said, "The Prime Minister is, obviously at the G7, going to try and raise the prospect of seeing if the United States will extend. It's really important for people to understand the United States have over 6,000 people in Kabul airport, and when they withdraw that will take away the framework. And we will have to go as well." I don't think there is any likelihood of staying on after the United States. If their timetable extends even by a day or two, that will give us a day or two more to evacuate people. Because we are really down to hours now, not weeks, and we have to make sure we exploit every minute to get people out. Earlier, Armed Forces Minister James Heappey conceded that the Taliban gets a vote on the evacuation deadline, ahead of the group seemingly ruling out a continued presence of British or American troops. Taliban spokesman Suhail Shaheen told Sky News, "This is something, you can say it's a red line." President Biden announced this agreement that on August 31 they would withdraw all their military forces. So, if they extend it, that means they are extending occupation while there is no need for that. It will create mistrust between us. If they are intent on continuing the occupation, so it will provoke a reaction. Downing Street said the UK will continue its evacuation process as long as the security situation allows when asked about the Taliban spokesman's remarks. The Prime Minister's official spokesman that discussions on the ground have been held with the Taliban and added, "I've seen the reports. I don't think we've had any direct communication to that end." Meanwhile, it was reported that a firefight at one of the gates of Kabul's international airport killed at least one Afghan soldier on Monday. The Foreign Office said it had sent 5 extra staff to Kabul airport, taking its total working on the evacuation effort in the capital to 19. Shadow Foreign Secretary Lisa Nandi said Mr. Johnson must use the G7 call to step up and demand the extension past August 31, secure a pact to deal with the unfolding refugee crisis and develop a strategy to support those left behind. The Prime Minister has had 18 months to plan for this. The world's eyes are on tomorrow's meeting to make the next 7 days count, the Labour MP said. Mr. Heatpay said there are still thousands more people the UK wishes to evacuate, including British nationals. The Defence Minister told BBC Radio 4's Today programme that the Taliban, which swept to power last week as the US withdrew its troops, gets a vote on the evacuation deadline. It's just the reality. We could deny them the vote. We have the military power to just stay there by force, but I don't know that the humanitarian mission we're embarked on at the moment, which is to evacuate as many people from Kabul as we possibly can, is helped by Kabul becoming a war zone, the minister said. Mr. Biden had signaled on Sunday that he did not want U.S. armed forces to stay in the Central Asian country beyond August. Asked about delaying the withdrawal of American troops during a press conference, the U.S. president said, "Our hope is that we don't have to extend, but there are discussions going on about how far we are." Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab and Mr. Wallace held talks with their Washington counterparts over the weekend to call for an extension. But it is feared that without U.S. boots on the ground, the remaining Allied forces would be unable to secure Hamid Karzai International Airport from the crowds looking to flee the Taliban takeover, or other potential security threats. The Ministry of Defense confirmed that 5,725 people have been repatriated since rescue efforts began on August 13, with 3,100 of them Afghan individuals and their families. Sign up for our daily newsletter to keep up to date with all the essential information at www.mirror.co.uk/email.